Good day. My name is Shimon Lawton and I work for MANCOSA School of Education. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed our reality. The spread of the virus, mainly through droplets from the mouth and nose, forces us to change our social interactions, including those of teaching and learning. Due to the socio-economic inequalities in the South African context, quintile 1 to 3 schools do not have the necessary resources to switch to high-tech remote teaching and learning. Over and above this limitation is the capacity and the readiness of some teachers, as technology skills were always seen as a tool for the ICT classroom. But COVID-19 has thrust all educators into this uncharted territory as we look at how to effectively teach and learn remotely. This webinar series will focus on building and fine-tuning tech skills of educators throughout the South African context, from those with none or limited tech skills to those looking to refine their ability to teach remotely. We at MANCOSA School of Education believe that the challenge brought about by COVID-19 pandemic should not result in children from deprived environments being left behind. It is with this in mind that we have gathered together professionals to equip and train our teachers to serve our communities meaningfully during this time. The MANCOSA SOE is proud to be a partner in this essential initiative to equip our educators and enable them to adapt to this changing environment. Good day. Thank you for joining us in this phase 3 of our webinar series, where we focus on e-platforms for 21st century learning in the classroom. We have with us today Regina Siles, who would be looking at Google Earth. Regina is an American teacher currently working in the UAE for over 6 years now. She presently works at Next Generation School in Dubai. As a senior teacher, she has developed proficiency in many technology skills. In her lessons, she uses various e-platforms to engage and communicate with her learners. Regina has an innovative and creative flair that brings her teaching to life as she engages her learners' interests using an array of online platforms. Welcome, Regina.
Hi, Shimon. Thank you so much for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Regina Siles. I am a teacher here in Dubai. And today I'm going to show you a really great online resource called Google Earth. Google Earth is an educational tool that you can use for e-learning or in a physical classroom. And one of the great things about this resource is that it is free and it's very user-friendly. So with all that saying, let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to show you with this tutorial is I'm going to show you some brief overviews of the Google Earth page. Then we're going to explore deeper into the Google Earth Voyager page. And then lastly, I'm going to show you how to use Google Earth with other online applications. So the first thing you want to do is open up your browser. One key note to know is that Google Earth only works with the Google Chrome browser. So it's very easy to download with just one click. Once you have that up, then you can search for the Google Earth app a few different ways. So the first way is you can just type it right into the browser. And as you can see, it pops up as the first link. Another way is if you have a Google account already, then what you can do is just click on the Google Apps, and then you can scroll down and you will see the Google Earth application here, and you can just click it so that you can go on. I'll put my spotlighter tool on so that you can have a clear look of what's going on. So I'll go in through the browser. This is what you'll see when you first get there, and it will say to launch Earth. You're just going to click on that. And as we're waiting for it to come up, I'm just going to tell you some different ways that you can initially use Google Earth. So it's great for virtual field trips. It's really nice to use for projects. It's a great learning, engaging with your students for games or even quizzes. So there's a lot of things you can do with this program. So here goes our big blue Earth right here. And as you can see, it is very 3D. So there's a few ways that you can move it around. You can take your cursor or your mouse and just basically spin it around. To the left, you'll see these tabs. So On the first tab, it will be search. And for the search tab, you can look up wherever you would like to explore. So if right now I'm in Dubai, so I'm going to explore that. And you can see it takes you directly to that location. On the side here, we have our little text cards, and it gives you more information here. Our next tab is the Voyager tab. I'm just going to skip over that one for 1 second and show you the rest of them. Over here, we have the I'm Feeling Lucky tab. So suppose you don't really have any ideas or your class can't think of anything, you can just click on that tab and it will take you to a new location. So here with this tab, it does the same thing. It tells you the name and then it gives you some informational facts here. The next tab that we have to the left is called the Projects tab, which is a really nice tool to use. When you start to get into this program a little bit more, it's a really nice tool to use. You can actually plan new projects here and then assign them to your kids, and your kids can go through a journey of researching and actually creating a PowerPoint or creating a whole type of project that they would like to present. On this tab, this is called the Customs tab. So for here, you will see that, you can show the clouds, you can show some borders, just clicking that for any settings that you would like. The next one that we have here is called this measurement distance tool. And for this measurement tool, you can actually measure the distance from one area to another. So it's a really nice math connection that you could use here. And suppose I want to see Dubai Investment Park. I just click on it and I want to see the distance it takes me to get to Dira. And it will show you the distance here. And you can click it to change it into whichever type of metric system that you're using. Now, the next thing that I want to look at is the Voyager tab. This is the tab that we're going to be exploring the most within this tutorial. And here in the Voyager tab is a really nice page for you to explore when you would like to do a virtual field trip with your students. So as we look here, we have a few different places. We have the editor picks, they have a few games, there's layers, you can see the street view, nature, culture, travel, and education. So you can click on any of these tabs. They're all educational to me, so we'll just scroll down on this one. As you can see, there's a lot of different places to explore. One that we're going to jump into today is going to be here. And then it launches. So Hope Spot Coco's Island. So here it just gives you a brief introduction about what this exploration is going to be. You just click on the Let's Go. And you can see here that it launches you to the exact location. Over here, there's a picture. There can also be a video. Underneath, you will see the name, and then it will give you a little bit of information so you can read this off to your students or have them read it. There are some features that you can look at when you are actually on your exploration. So the first one we're going to look at is here it says 3D, and the 3D is a tilt view. So when you click on it, it will give you a tilted view, and with this type of view, you can see any mountains or any buildings. Also with the tilted view, it will actually start to pan it around so you can start to see it from different angles. And then for 2D, when you click on it again, it gives you a bird's eye view, which is right over top of your location. Then there's the option to see the street view. So you click on that and you'll see all these blue tabs pop up. It will either be blue lines or it will be a blue circle. You can click on any of those and it will drag you into that precise location. Now you can look around by dragging your cursor or mouse tool, or another way that you can look around that's a little bit friendlier for me is here we have the earth, and here we have something called the compass tool. So what you can do is just double click on that compass tool and they have now switched places. With the compass tool, it helps you to pan around your area just a little bit more smoother so that you can continue to talk or teach or even read the side blurb as you have the students look around. Another way is that you can click on the arrows and it will take you on a path so you can explore deeper. Suppose you're done with looking at this location, you just click on the street view one more time. and you can visit other locations. So now we are done looking at this. We've explored it just a bit, and now we can go to the second part of our exploration. So they pan you out and then they zoom you into the next location. And of course they give you the title and then some text about the location. And then this is the feature I told you before, is that sometimes you can see a video, which is really cool. And you just click on the link and here you can view the video as we explore on. It gives you new locations to try, and then again you can see it from a 3D view. It's the same process every single time. There are tons of explorations that you can see. I told you before that sometimes they have some quizzes and games, so we'll just look into that one really quickly. And it says quiz, lakes of the world. And the little thing that's different about this exploration is that instead of giving you a text, they actually ask questions and you guys can explore it as a class. So I'm just going to click A for the time being, but it says no, it's fish. Then it takes you into that location. And now you can actually start to explore with your kids, like what is the area like. You can continue to do this throughout your voyage. And the education one, as you can see, it really links it to a lot of math skills, also science. You can see a few English skills as well, poetry from around the world. So they're really worth looking into and exploring with your class. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you with this tutorial was how to use this with other online programs like Padlet or Seesaw, Google Classroom. So what you want to do is you can grab the link from the top, copy it out, go into your Padlet, and you can paste the link right onto the Padlet board. So right here, that way your kids can go onto the navigation tool by themselves and then come back and say what they've learned from their exploration. Or another way that you can use this online tool is in your Zoom sessions. So what you can do is actually share your screen. If you do not want to share your screen and you want them to engage with you, then you can easily just paste it into the chat link and they can click on the link and it will lead them right back to their Google Earth exploration. Thank you so much for having me, Shimon. I hope that this tutorial will give teachers a better understanding of how to navigate through Google Earth. Google Earth Voyager is not only a great tool to use for virtual field trips, but also for research and for projects. It's great to work independently or as a group. This application also works perfectly with other online platforms such as Padlet or Zoom, also Seesaw. So there's a lot of possibilities for you to explore.
Thank you, Regina. That was an amazing tour of Google Sites. I know many of us can't wait to take our classes on those virtual field trips. See you next time. Thank you.